During the past few days, Lieutenant Governor Barnes has stated that we need a $550 million increase, but that is only with 1 year welfare, not 2 years welfare. If we're going to take care of the entire biennium, we do need somewhere between $750 million to $800 million tax increase. I think that we can do it by raising the sales tax, and it does need to be raised so that the consumers will be carrying their fair share, and also by instituting in Texas. Texas is one of the few states that does not have a corporate income tax, that is, an excess profits tax. And if we have this excess corporate profits tax, it will raise the necessary funds that we need. But if we're actually
if I could only control myself.
That's all right.
No home should be without it. without a flag.
Well, basically because of the basic philosophy expressed by both candidates and because of the qualifications and the maturity of Mr. Mays.
In your statement, you mentioned glamour in the job. Do you feel Wes Wise is after the job for the glamour of being mayor?
I said in the statement that we must go beyond the glamour of the ceremonial duties assigned by the mayor and look to all the decisions, and especially the decisions that relate to the overall well-being of the city.
Did you vote for Avery Mays in the general?
No, I voted for Wes Wise in the general election as a protest vote to the CCA for what had happened to me and to many other people.
Are you prepared now to endorse the CCA?
I am not endorsing in any way the CCA now or in the future.
We're having it with the expectation of hiring the very best persons possible in the field of law enforcement.
I understand this is the first time you've had a psychiatrist interview. What is the purpose of this?
This is a recommended procedure. It is not mandatory, but it is recommended, and we feel that it's that the recommendation is well taken, that he can probably tell us some things that we could later expect from the officers.
Well, for the main reason, I've been interested in law enforcement. Laws, you have to have the laws to establish a smooth running society. Being my first board, I actually wouldn't know what to say about it, except that it's pretty much what I expect it to be.
Would you be real happy if you became a deputy?
Very happy.
An unusual annexation dispute between the cities of Hurst and Colleyville in northeast Tarrant County appears to be over, at least temporarily. The Texas Supreme Court this week ruled that Hurst could not annex the property in dispute. The controversy is now in the 17th District Court for judicial apportionment of the land. Some unusual circumstances have arisen at points where the city limits of Hurst and Colleyville have met. On the other side of this post is Colleyville. Right now I'm standing in Hurst. Mr. Don Schwartz has lived in this area for 10 years in this house, and 5 of those years, half of the time, he has lived in 2 different cities.
We sleep in the city of Colleyville, and we eat in Hurst.
Because where does the line go through your house?
Right, cuts our kitchen right half in 2.
Has this presented any major problems for you? Or?
No, none, except when they have a fire. The fire started in Hurst here, and then run over to Colleyville, and then jumped the fence and got over in Keller. It was quite odd. The fire department didn't know where they were at.
Which city do you prefer to be in?
Colleyville.
This morning, the Colleyville City Council voted to hold a public hearing April 21st before annexing the people in this area who have petitioned to come into Colleyville fully. The main advantage to the residents would be that Colleyville currently has no property taxes, while Hurst city taxes are among the highest in the county. Jim Green, Channel 8 News on the Move, Colleyville.
Hi. In this country, bicycles have long been considered the transitional form of locomotion for kids between Ankle Express and Dad's car. But perhaps thanks to famed heart specialist Dr. Paul Dudley White's recommendation that the adult population ride bicycles, bicycle riding is rapidly becoming the fastest growing pastime for adults in the country. Almost everyone is getting into the kick of riding bikes. Not too long ago, I bought 3 brand new bikes for my family. My daughter already had one. And this bike that I'm on belongs to my wife. It's the only one we have left. Because along with the increase in riding bicycles that we've had in this country, there's been an increase of bicycle thefts. We became curious about the number of bicycles that were stolen each year in Dallas, and about the record of recovery that the Dallas Police Department was experiencing. So I traveled down to 606 South Good-Latimer Expressway to the automobile pound, where recovered bicycles are stored by police until they're either reclaimed by the owners or they're sold at auction. And there I caught up with Detective K.C. Richardson, a 15-year veteran of the Auto Theft Bureau who's in charge of stolen bicycles. Detective Richardson, how many bicycles are stolen each year in Dallas?
Approximately 3,800.
And what's the total value of the thefts?
Figuring them at a value of $50 apiece, it would be around $190,000.
The police department cost estimates are based on the pawn shop value of the bike and not on the cost of replacement. I spoke to Gerald Howell of Bicycles Unlimited about replacement costs and bicycle thefts.
I know that a bicycle, probably people say it's a little amount according to the other things that go on. But nowadays, most people that have bicycles stole are over $100 with tax. And as many of them that are being stolen and not found, it's not little anymore. It's a big item. And you just don't go out and buy a new bike 2 or 3 times a year because it's stolen and never found.
How did you feel when you came back and saw your bikes missing?
Well, just kind of surprised and not real happy about it, because I had so much fun with that bike.
You miss it?
Yes.
What are you going to do now?
Well, I hope I can get another bike, a second hand.
How are you going to keep it from being stolen?
Well, I think that's one thing that's taught me a lesson, to always lock my bike. It's a hard way to learn, but it's the way to learn it.
But is a lock enough to keep a bicycle from being stolen? Tomorrow we'll examine that question, and we'll speculate on who might be taking nearly 4,000 bicycles a year from the homes and the streets and the school grounds of Dallas.